entrepreneurs, it's fall and I love fall fragrances, and today I have a candied apple fragrance profile that I am so excited to share with you. This is really great for the fall, even for the winter time, and I even have a bonus fragrance profile at the end of this video, so you make sure you don't miss that. Let's not waste any more time, let's get right into the video. For this fragrance profile, I'm really making this for a body butter, and mainly because when it comes to making body butter, it can really be hard to sometimes mask the fragrance of the ingredients that you're using in order to make all of these beautiful fall scents that you see out on the market, and that you're trying to replicate for your business. So when it comes to, actually creating a profile that can go on top of a body butter, I know that can sometimes be difficult, but with this fragrance profile, this will go great with your body butters. So within this formula, your fragrance is going to be 4% of the overall formula. We also want to make sure that you are paying attention to the usage rate for the fragrances that you are going to be using, just so that you can make sure that you don't have too much fragrance or too little fragrance in order to get the desired that you are looking for. Now, when it comes to our scent profile, so we're gonna have our candy apple. Now, when it comes to candy apple, there's a lot of different fragrances that you kind of get when it comes to your candied apple. So first I have a candied apple flavor. It has all of the remnants of a candied apple, but I feel like it was still kind of missing other elements that you would need for a full fragrance profile. So your candied apple is a really great starting point when it comes to this fragrance. With the candied apple, I'm going to be using this at 50% of the fragrance profile. Then you have red apple. Now, red apple, it has this really great juicy apple smell to it, and it really just smells like fall. And so I really love this particular red apple fragrance because I think just having the smell of the fruit itself will really help to make the scent a lot more well-rounded. We're gonna add in our red apple. This is gonna be at 20% of the fragrance profile. Then I have apple bourbon. Now, apple bourbon is going to give us an additional apple scent, but it's also going to add in a little bit more spice to this as well. Apple bourbon is going to help with more of that fall scent that you get with your candied apple. It's going to have that cinnamon, more of that fall fragrance in there. So it's going to really help pair well to add that additional scent boost to the original candied apple that you already have added to it. For the apple bourbon, I'm going to be adding this in at 10% of the fragrance profile. Then I have vanilla apple cinnamon. Now, again, I know the bourbon is going to help with our cinnamon, but to have that vanilla aspect of it and have the cinnamon along with the apple, you're getting more apple fragrance. You're getting more of those key notes in a candied apple, the cinnamon, the vanilla, all of these aspects of your candied apple are really starting to come together, and it's really starting to boost that within the overall candied apple flavor fragrance that you have. This will also be at 10% of the profile. Now, these last two fragrances are going to really be more of our base notes here, and so we're gonna have musk. Now, I know you may think that you may not need musk here, but when it comes to an actual fragrance that you're trying to create, musk is going to help to make this a lot more well-rounded. It's going to allow for the fragrance to last a lot longer and to really leave that lasting impression of the actual fragrance. So you really need a musk here, and we're only using this at 5%. Then we're going to have a vanilla select. Now, when it comes to vanilla select is going to really help to add in additional vanilla sweet fragrance to this, but it's also another base note that's going to help to even out the full fragrance overall, really help to elevate that musk as well, and really just create a little bit more of a sweet aroma that you want to have long lasting within this form of a fragrance. So adding in the vanilla select is a really great add-on here for this type of scent profile. Now, this overall scent profile is so beautiful. I think you really get all of the apple notes, the candied notes. Really, I only added in the candied apple, and that's really the only place that you're getting that candy fragrance from. But everything else that I added in to the fragrance profile is helping to elevate that candy more. Now, I love candied apple, but I also love caramel apple. This is one of my favorites to get at the fair during the fall. Caramel apples are delicious and I just love them, and they're a really great fall scent.
So juicy.
It's really pairs well for the winter as well. Now this is going to be our second scent profile that we're going to make in this video. Now when it comes to caramel apple, you're going to have a lot of those same notes that you get with the candied apple, but you want to have a little bit more of that warm caramel scent added in here that's going to really give you more of that fall feel, that caramel feel when it comes to this scent profile. First up with this scent profile, we're going to have red apple. Now red apple is going to be here at 50%. Now red apple is going to again give you that sweet apple fragrance that you need, and it's going to give you that sweet fruity scent that you need for a caramel apple. Next up in the scent profile, I'm going to be adding in juicy pear. Now I know you're not thinking to add a pear to your apple, but when it comes to this profile, you really just want to think about what can you add to get to the desired scent that you're looking for. And the juicy pear is going to add in more of sweet fruity aroma to this. It's not going to take away from the apple. I'm only going to add this in at 5% because I just wanted to have an additional sweetness kind of factor added in here. Then I'm adding in apple bourbon. Now again, if for the same purpose in that first one, apple and the bourbon being added together and really helping to elevate that apple scent a little bit more. Only adding this in at 5% as well. I also have maple almond. Now maple almond is a beautiful scent that really reminds me of caramel. It's not your typical caramel scent, but when you think of maple, you are going to get that same scent profile from your caramel as well, and it really helps to elevate the bourbon, helps to get more of that cinnamon scent out for this scent profile. So adding in the maple almond really helps to bring in more of that fall feel, that cinnamon feel, and have more of like that creaminess that you're thinking of when it comes to your caramel apple. Then I'm going to be adding in the vanilla apple cinnamon. Now vanilla apple cinnamon is going to be again important here, especially when you're thinking about fall. You want to have those notes that really help to bring in that more creamy feel for this scent profile altogether. And it's going to really help to make everything more well-rounded when it comes to the actual caramel scent here. And I'm only going to be adding this in at 10%. I'm going to add in our base notes. Now our musk and our vanilla select are going to give us our base notes, and again you really want to just add this to help to even out the scent. It's going to really create that base for everything else to really create the perfect caramel apple here for us. Now when it comes to this this scent profile, it's going to be really similar to our candied apple, but the maple almond is going to really help to elevate the scent, to really add in that caramel flavoring that you would need in this formula. Now when it comes to your maple almond, this is going to be at 20% of the overall fragrance profile, so this really helps to add in that creamy feel that you would need for this fragrance profile, and I really think that it made it a lot more well-rounded. Now if you want to try either one of these scent profiles, I do have a card here of the percentages and each of the fragrances that I used. You can go ahead and take a screenshot so you can go ahead and try this fragrance out for yourself. Creating scent profiles can be really fun, but they are very complex. If you're having a hard time figuring out how to create the perfect scent profile and what really goes into that, watch this video here where I go into Fragrances 101, and you will really have a better understanding of your top, middle, and base notes in creating a scent profile and to really create the perfect scent for your brand. And I will catch you in the next one.